Hello everyone, good evening and happy weekend to you. Based on our demands, I'd like to cover some of the projects a lot of people raised concern about in the groups. Alright, so welcome everyone, good evening SMC members. This is a special crypto market breakdown video for community members. So we'll be delving into several cryptocurrencies, and we'll just generally have an overview of what the market is about to do. So I'm going to try to make it really quick so that we can scan through a lot of projects. Alright, so let's look at BTC, but just before we look at BTC, I'd like to lay some sort of foundation. So I'm using the Bitcoin USD chart by Bitstamp. So I just want you to look at a bit of history before we begin. So it's going to give you like a general overview of the market and how you can position yourself. You might not necessarily see where to pick trades like entry points, but then you're going to have an understanding of what the market might do in the coming week. And of course, on the group, we're going to be fine-tuning this analysis into trades, so you want to be a part of that community. But just before we move on, now this is the BTC USDT perpetual futures chart for Binance, right? Now if you notice, this particular chart starts here from 2019. That means this particular contract was listed at around 2019, of course, in side by side with when Binance came into the picture. But if you look at the Bitstamp chart, Bitstamp has been there for a very long time. You can see the data here as way back 2011, right? So you can see that we've had certain moves in the market. You see where BTC first hit 1K. I still remember being in the market around this time when BTC was around $500. I think that's when I got into the market. So you can see that this was the first bull run, and immediately we had that bull run. Of course, this would have been the first bull run, so you'll always notice something. So let's see, price consolidated, right? Then we had somewhat the first bull run, and price peaked out at $250. Then there was a retracement. So we're just going to measure some of this retracement to have an understanding of what the market is doing. Let me see if I can pick up my tools to use. Alright, so let's have a look at what happened historically. So if you look at this was the first bull run. BTC hit about $250 and we saw a retracement. So I just want us to measure that so that you know what we are in for. So we had a retracement, we had about a 76% retracement. If you look at this, so we had a push to 250, then price retraced to about 60. Let me see if I can get an exact figure, to about $60. So if you look at the price stamp to your right where you have the bar, you notice that there was a 76% retracement, right? So this is 2013 bull run. Now let's have a look at this is another bull run. This is if you look at the time, let me take this off. If you look at the time stamp here, just below here, this is November 2013. This is April. So November 2013, we had another massive push which set a new all-time high, right? New all-time high the same year, 2013. So we could see this was like a pre-bull run, right? After that move, a retracement, about 76%. Then in the same year, we had another run towards the end of the year. So you can also see that BTC pushed to about $1,160. Then what happened? We saw a retracement, massive retracement. Sorry, wrong tool. Massive retracement to the downside. So if you measure, about 87% retracement, right? And then price stayed on there for a couple of years. See this? This is 2013, 2015, right? So price stayed on there for a while. Then we had another bull run. So 2015, we had another bull run here. You know, price totally smashed everything straight up to about 19k. This was a bull run. So if you measure, after we had achieved a new all-time high around this level, we now saw another massive retracement. So 84%, we've seen 76, we've seen, so there is always that 70 to 85% retracement when we have reached a new all-time high, especially the bull run season. So what happened? 2017, 2018, we stayed on that level. Then this is 2020, where we broke through that all-time high, and price set a new high in 2021, which was around 69k. So right at the top here, we hit a new all-time high. Immediately that happened, while a lot of people were, saying that price is going to go to 100k, and at this point, so look at what happened here. I'm just giving you background before we get into the exact discussion for the night. So what happened here? Price had tested this level, came back and retested this high, but what happened was we started to roll down here. So if you take out your Fibonacci and just draw a bearish fib from this structure point to this structure point, so you look at this, right? Price dropped, came back, boom, and retraced. I'm just going to show you something. So now from a short trade, you can see that price has hit the minus 27. So there is a huge tendency that the bearish momentum is beginning to fade out here. So we have a support floor here on BTC, massive support floor right there. Doesn't matter how you draw yours, but however it is, I think this is a support floor that is holding up price right there at the minus 27. Now there's a huge possibility that price could still come into 10k to about $6,000 level, right? It's a huge possibility. But then what happens in the market mostly is when a lot of people start expecting price to really go lower and lower and lower, and price just takes off and leaves them behind. So for me, I think price has come into a key level around that $16,000 level, and price has also showed great strength on that level. So it should be an important level for traders to have on their radar. So massive level there. You can extend your your rectangle as big as you want, but this is what I can see for BTC. We have stabilized here, and you can also see that price has also pushed higher, even though the EMA here, the 50 EMA, sort of acting as a resistance on the monthly time frame, right? But also the monthly candle here, the previous monthly candle closed more like a doji, right? So you can see that there was no advantage for both buyers and sellers, so it closed neutral here. But while we cannot judge with this particular candle is because the monthly candle closes in the next 27 days. So this analysis is going to help you build up your expectations towards the end of the month. So 27 days, so you cannot judge because of how this candle looks, because for all I care, at the end of the month we could see a massive green candle pushing us higher. Sorry about my color selection, these are just like mine to appear, right? So you can't judge from here. So the best you can do is to identify the possible levels that BTC could come into. So from where I stand, this is a massive level on the monthly. That's the next big level on the monthly that I'd like BTC to come into. So there's still a lot of room. There is still a lot of room for price to push higher. Still a lot of room for BTC to come into that zone, that 40k zone, and I'm all in for the bull run. Whether it's a pre-bull run, whether it's a full-scale bull run that will start mid this year into 2023 or 2024. So a lot of people are going to wait and miss out on the opportunities. That's why I also think that this video is timely to help you to start preparing, because most of the coin have already fallen by 70 to 80%. So I just did a little bit of history for you to show you that after these huge drops usually comes a bull run, comes a run of very interesting prices, and you don't want to just keep waiting, then you miss out on the big thing. So for most of your coins that you're holding, it's time to start dollar cost averaging, right? Now that they are dropping, it's time to start buying from a spot perspective. Of course, for futures trade, it's a bit more technical, so you need to get your stop loss right and your take profit and all of that. So it's very important. So for BTC, where do we stand? Price is relaxing right here at this support floor. So I'll just type that in for you. Okay, let me just use the text tool. So we have a massive support floor here. So for BTC, we have a support floor there, massive support, which hasn't been broken. Of course, if it's broken, then we can now see 10k or even $6,000 from here, but it has not broken, so we're still holding on to that. Then this is monthly resistance for me. This is where I can see monthly resistance from. It's a big zone, right? It's a big zone. It's a big zone there. Of course, you can see the wick. So from 29 to about 40k is going to be quite an interesting level. So this is what I can see. And when price had moved up, we never really saw a retracement to the upside. So a retracement could be on into that level, right? Even though it seems like price is a bit bearish currently. So we just have to observe to see what happens, right? So let's quickly go to the weekly. The weekly will also put things into perspective for you. The weekly might even make you, adjust this to suit much better. Either you increase the rectangle or you just adjust for it to look a lot better. So this is what the weekly time frame looks like. I might want to take off this for now since we're on the weekly. So this is what the weekly time frame looks like, and you can see massive rejection here, right? Massive rejection. So what's happening? I expect price to try to find support. There's several levels here that would like price to find support at. So we want to see, can price find support along these levels, then probably another push higher. So this is what the weekly looks like. Then I'm going to go to the daily just for us to see things from a much clearer perspective. So this is where the daily chart stands. Now price is rejecting, so I want price to come into this zone, 20,000 to about 20,500. This is a zone where we're going to be identifying massive longs, whether it's going to be a week into that level or it's going to be price is just going to come in, test and go back up. So this is what I'm anticipating. I have my bullish, I have my Fibonacci drawn, right? I'm expecting it. 78.6. Remember, if you've gone through the course, this is your golden Fib here. So it looks to me like price is going to come into this zone, then pull up. I like to wait for price to pull back up, right? Of course, it's not going to be I'm just giving you what to look out for. So we could have a bit of a consolidation inside here. You know how price behaves before it finally moves up. So once we are able to reclaim this level right here, then we can begin to dream of price getting into this other block here. So 30k even into $40,000 is a huge possibility from where I stand. But when will I execute the trade? I need to first of all see some positive price action, right? So I want to be sure prices are currently at a very good place, but I cannot just buy a red candle, right? I need to be more careful with my entry because I want to be certain before I enter. So right here is a very interesting zone which a lot of people will also be looking out for. Longs, it's an interesting zone, but most times price would want to sweep all the stops here because we have a lot of people that will be jumping into longs here, right? So price might just take out all the stops, grab liquidity on this zone before pushing higher. So that's what I want to see before I make my decision. So if you look at this as well, you can see that parallel channel forming right there. So it's something that all the traders should be looking at. So if price stays inside that channel, then you can be rest assured that we'll continue to, you know, range in that channel. Probably a breakout at the top or a break below right here. So it's something that you want to watch out for. This, I'm not really giving any trade on this analysis video, but I just want you to think and wait for the market to come to you. But something I'm very certain of, or something that you know, I'll be looking at, let me not say certain because there are no certainties in the market, right? So what I'll be looking out is for will actually be opportunities for longs, right? Especially in this zone for BTC. So you have that channel looking at you and you can use that to judge. Of course, we definitely have our resistance zone which has not been broken right up there. So that's our current resistance which price has been rejecting from. So one thing you must note is we haven't lost this level, so we're still range bound. Very important, we're still range bound on the daily. So we want to see how price will react at that daily support floor right here. It's a big zone from about 20k to, sorry, from 21k to about 21,800. So it's still a massive zone, and you can see it looks like we're going to have a very bearish close. So these are levels you want to look out for. So I've started looking out for longs inside this zone. So this is how I might line up in the coming week. You know, you want to pick your entries at 50% of that block, then probably put your stops right there. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out. So it's a massive swing trade. Of course, you know how we do it. You're going to be scaling in your take profits all the way up. So I'm looking at this trade position in the coming week. So I'll be patiently waiting for price to give me that signal, right? You can keep it at 19,900 just to give the trade enough room. Trades like this need enough room to breathe, right? I'm not certain yet, but I'm just showing you that this is a potential trade that I'll be looking out for once the opportunity presents itself, right? So for now, watch out for that channel. There's also a trend line here, so you also want to watch out for any opportunities that will come up. But I still think that BTC will go as high as $30,000 or even $40,000 in the coming weeks. So make no mistakes about it. For most of your positions on sports, you have excellent buy positions and you don't want to miss out on what is coming, right? So look at some of the projects again and start positioning yourself for what is coming. All right, so let's quickly get into Ethereum, one of the most traded coins in the market. As usual, start from the monthly. The Ethereum chart and the Bitcoin chart looks quite similar. Of course, we have a monthly support floor at around this level right there. So, and this is where you have your current monthly resistance. Of course, price is rejecting off this level. So, but on the monthly time frame, you have to mark up your charts such that it gives you, the big picture of where price is likely heading to. So, if you go to the weekly, things would probably will be clear to you on the weekly time frame. So you can see the level we marked out. This is our support level, and price has tested this level 1-2 times and it's still holding up. So it only means one thing, that we're likely preparing for a massive push to the upside. You can see that's your channel right there perfectly. So you could adjust this as much as you want. That's the parallel channel tool that I'm using. So for me, I think we're still in a very bullish structure from where I stand, and I expect a lot of activity at around this level, right? So we also have a support here. You might not really see it right now on the weekly. I think if we scale down to the daily, you'll see it as well. We have a support floor at around 1.5. So we're going to see price come into some very interesting zones. Let's go to the daily real quick. I'm expecting to see price come into some very interesting zones for us to begin to identify buys. I think price is going to sweep that level, take it out just a little bit before the real thing happens. So wait for price to sweep this level. So where will I be anticipating trades for Ethereum, right? We saw, let's just look at the move, right? To the upside, price came here, came back up, pushed, bam, bam, bam. So we want to wait for price to take out this zone. Then it will present us with the opportunity to go long. Can't really see much of an entry right now on Ethereum, but of course we have a support floor at around 1.5 to 1.450. So it will be interesting to see how price reacts here. Of course we have we could put our Fibonacci here from top to bottom, so you also want to wait. So there is a premium chance for a potential long at around $1,500. So you might want to wait, then your stop should be right below here. So for Ethereum, how will I line up for Ethereum? Looks perfect to me if price is able to stay on that zone for us. So there's still a huge potential of Ethereum coming into 1.9 or at least $2,000. I haven't given up on that trade. I've been waiting patiently for it to come to me. So this would be a great level to anticipate that trade, right? So long as this level stays up, then we could see a final push into that $2,000 level. Ethereum, BTC all looks the same. So you have your channel there. Price is actually ranging inside this channel, and I don't think it's about to give way soon, right? So observe this. If price stays, let me expand this so you can see. If price stays inside that zone, then we're probably going to push higher, right? So someone says, what if price doesn't stay there? Still your work as a trader to mark up other levels that price may likely come into. So that's another level there at around 1.3. So you want to observe at this particular level, what are the candles to look out for? So you're looking out for bullish candles on this level. You're looking out for tweezer bottoms. You're looking out for bullish engulfing candles. You want to look out for, if you studied your candlestick structure, so you want to look out for massive candles on this level that show strength, right? So if we don't have those kind of candles, then we would easily see a flush into 1.3 or 1.350, which would give you a better area to anticipate for long. So personally, I think we're actually preparing for some form of pre-bull run that is coming up. So you can already see price had broken it from that structure and is now consolidating right there. So two levels to look out for in Ethereum for your longs. Right here you have that 1.5 level and 1.3. so these are two levels I'll be anticipating greatly for longs in Ethereum. My targets of course remain price. I still think price will come into this 2k zone, right, or at least 1.9 for Ethereum, right? So BTC Ethereum has been covered, and the beautiful thing is the moment you can mirror into BTC and Ethereum, it's easy to also, you know, catch nice trades. All right, so some people made requests on some other coins. I'll see how fast I can cover them for you on the chart. So let's see. There was a request to cover LDO, right? So let's see. Someone requested for me to cover this coin. Looks like a really new coin that has been added to the perpetual futures. So the coin has been in a massive uptrend, as you can see. So if you're able to, if you invested, then you should be all smiles here, right? Looks like the coin was just listed. The coin was listed September last year. Wow. And on perpetual futures, of course. The coin has peaked. If I'm analyzing this, it looks like we've come into a resistance right there. I'm not holding this project. It's just based on the request on the group, so that's why I'm covering this. So it looks like we've hit a resistance zone. Of course, this is the monthly chart, and we can't really say anything, right? And the support here, we've got the support floor right here on the chart. That's the support floor, and of course there could be a mid level here to anticipate right here for this coin. So what happens, let's say BTC retraces just a little bit, then probably there's a tendency that, let's scale to the weekly to see, there's a tendency that maybe the coin might make a slight retracement right into 1.8. So there's that possibility of a slight retracement into 1.8 before it pushes higher. If I'm judging from my FIB tool and with the bias of a bullish market coming through, so I might anticipate something like this for the coin. So for LDO, there's a huge possibility of a slight retracement, then a push higher into $4, right? One thing that would distinguish you as an investor, as a trader, is to have a clear path as to why you're investing, right? So I'm thinking that the bias is clearly moving into a bullish bias, and the moment you're able to do that, you can now start positioning yourself. So yeah, we've had a good run and price is now retracing. So if you go to the daily, you will also see what I'm talking about. As you can see, price is already clearing this level, so it could go lower. So for a lot of people that trade this, 1.8, 1.9 or even $2 could be a great area to anticipate the move. So comes into this level, so you want to look out for entries around here. Look out for entries around here, and it could come into that zone. Then with the added push on BTC or on other coins, you could easily see it come into the $3 level or the $4 level, right? So that's all for LDO. Let me move to FTM. People also made a request for FTM on the community. So what's going on? FTM has been on a terrible bearish run. As you can see, price has somewhat consolidated around this zone. Yeah, of course the candle closed bearish on FTM right there. So what are we to expect? Have a bearish close here. Like I say, the monthly candle closes in about 27 days, so we can't really judge from what it is looking at right now. At the end of 27 days, there's a tendency that we could be pushing higher. So this is what is happening. The FTM candle has come into a resistance point, right? And it's slowly scaling down. So you have a mid support zone there around this level. So what are we to expect? So it's either price holds up here or we might continue falling. If I take out my Fibonacci from right where the move started from, then I'm expecting price to probably come in a bit lower, right? Judging from the fact that I think a bull run might be on, then FTM should be heading into that 0.7 or 0.9 level. So it's pretty much the same. Of course, you know that the entire market moves in the same way, just that some coins will outperform some coins. But if BTC is going up, everything is going up. If BTC is falling, everything is falling. So that's it for the crypto markets. For GRT, people also requested this coin to be analyzed. GRT, terrible downtrend for GRT. Wow, terrible downtrend, and it looks like price has come up to retest this. There's even nothing to analyze here. Price came down and went below when it was listed on Binance. Wow, this is an amazing project. Listed January 2021. So of course, for GRT, this is what we're looking at. We want to see price reclaim this level. Price has to reclaim this zone right here. Price has to reclaim this zone. I don't hold these coins, and I don't know why you guys, if you're holding it, right? So you want to wait to see how price will reclaim. I actually think a lot of coins will recover this season. Many projects will recover. This is what I think. This is my personal opinion on this project. Now, of course, right, you have a right to your own opinion as to what you think. So what do I think? I think GRT will recover, at least reclaim this 0.23 spot. Then we can now begin to push for some areas. So these are areas you should anticipate if we're going to have a pre-bull run come into play. So these are massive zones that price will need to reach. So for me, let's just say we're trying to be modest here. I would say you should at least anticipate for price to hit 0.23 cent. And if that happens, we could push to 0.54 cent for GRT. But first of all, the sign that would confirm this is when we close above 0.23. It's very important because price came down and swept through this level and has come back and tested it. So it's important that in the next couple of days we'll see a bullish momentum that will make price close above 0.23 cent. All right, let's look at MKR. People also requested this. MKR looks fantastic to me. Price came right into the bottom. If you're not buying these zones, then from even a sports perspective, then you're going to miss out on what is happening. Look at this. Price came straight into that support floor, and you can already see the push to the upside. So how far can it go? I'll tell you. This right here on the monthly, there's a huge all right, we have that 150% move in there that could happen, you know, between now and April. Okay, between now and the end of April we should have a bull run come into play. So this is it for Maker. I think we might come back into this area here. It's a big zone because of the wicks. So this is an area you want to anticipate for yourself if you're holding this project. $2,000 level. It's highly possible for Maker, right? So you want to take it one step at a time. Clean break, of course. Once we see a clean break and you retest, there is always a huge tendency of it going higher, but I don't want to get your hopes too high, right? So one step at a time. So this is what you should anticipate for Maker. Price has already tested this support, and just like I told you with the BTC analysis, we have seen a massive retracement, right? Massive retracement from here. See, 93%. So the coin lost 93% of its value. So there's definitely going to be a retracement. That's why you don't just invest in shit projects like in shit coins. The problem with shit coins is they make you a lot of money if you enter at the right time, right? They make you a lot of money if you enter at the right time. But what happens is when the project declines by this margin, how does it recover? So this is always the problem with you know, this a lot of projects. When they fall like this, they don't recover fast, unlike BTC that always recovers, unlike Ethereum, you know, that always recovers. So there's several projects that never recover. And you know, in the market, projects are coming out every day. People are launching projects if you go to coinmarketcap.com, you'd see that projects are coming out every day, new listings. So the market is we now have 22,000 cryptocurrencies. So when a new project comes out, attention moves to that project. So most projects, you know, do not recover. But if you're asking me right now what's happening for Maker, this is an excellent buy zone, right? Price is going to sweep through all these zones in a few weeks. So you want to look out for that move for Maker. So let's see Ape. Ape also looks quite interesting. You see, price is consolidating. Most of these coins, what you're seeing now is just the tip of the iceberg. Price is actually consolidating around these zones. So let me just keep this very tiny for Ape. If Ape drops lower than this, then we're going to like zero. So I want to really believe that we have come to that point where price starts to consolidate. So if we go to the weekly chart, you'll also see what I'm trying to show you. Let me adjust this so that fits properly. So look at what is happening for ape. If we go lower than this, then it's going to be very terrible for the holders. So I think price is going to recover. It takes a while. It's not just, it's not magic, right? So we've seen a little bit of a recovery. Price might be coming back to retest this zone. Then we're going to push higher. So keep your eyes inside these two levels. If we drop from here, then this might as well be the end of the project. So what do I think? Probably just a tap of that zone, then we will pull up again to retest this area. So that's what I think. Then a clean break of this area will probably send ape higher. So what will I be doing if I was an ape investor? I'll be preparing to buy, right? These are all zones that you want to dollar cost average if you are holding ape. EOS used to be one of the best projects. How EOS fell off the radar is still surprising to me. EOS is supposed to be making waves because is one project that had a lot of use cases. The blockchain was perfect, but for some reason, I don't know, the project hasn't just picked up since then. And it's not a shit coin, because I've actually done my research on this project, but then it is what it is. As you can see, for EOS, price has come back to retest the broken support, and EOS actually looks bullish compared to other projects. It looks bullish because price needs to come back and reclaim that level. We have to reclaim this zone, so probably reclaim here and push higher. So projects like this, you're supposed to be buying in on EOS now. You're supposed to be buying in on EOS if, for the person that requested this, if EOS is a coin that you've admired, you want to buy it here, because it's right below that. It's below that the monthly neckline is below there, and it's trying to recover, which I think it will. So it should recover and show some strength, probably come into 2.3. should recover. I think so. I think EOS will recover and come into these zones. So interesting areas for you to anticipate for the project. EOS used to be one of my favorite projects, but how we got here is what I don't know. The coin has been totally deserted by even the owner, but I think we're going to recover here. At least a push into $2,000 wouldn't be absolutely bad. Then probably an extension. I'd like to see EOS come into this area right here. I like to see it come into the area once again. Alright, so keep an eye on your EOS if you have a position. If you don't have already, might be a great time to buy EOS. So my predictions: 2.6 first, then maybe an extension into $5. Of course, these are sports prediction, not like futures. Futures is a lot more technical than this. You can't just enter the futures trade like that, right? So that's for EOS. Let's see. Anybody? XLM. Terrible. These are very scary areas, right? Very scary, if you ask me. For this, you can see how price had already broken this zone, this entire zone here. So price is actually in areas. Okay, you know what, let me check the USD part of it on Bitstamp. Let's see if we can, you see. So XLM is at support. Like, it's more like XLM is hanging for its life on that zone. And you know, these are the scariest levels to buy, but a lot of people that buy here get rewarded handsomely. I won't advise you to like open a buy trade on XLM, because on futures it can be very scary, right? Because you don't even know where to set your stops. You don't know what to expect. There could be a massive week into this zone and price recovers almost immediately. But what I can tell you is, if you're looking to invest on XLM, you've done your research, you know what the project is all about, you're following the project, this is an absolutely perfect zone to buy XLM. People don't like buying here. People always want to buy when things look positive, right? But the people that buy here are the ones that make the most money. So if you're going in on XLM, you're actually buying a gem right here. So expect price to pull up from this zone into this area. So XLM, now make no mistakes about it, it's not a project that I'm holding, right? So, but I'm just analyzing based on the request that we received on the group. So if you're looking to invest in any project, right there, XLM is at a perfect zone for entry. I think XLM will pick up, probably hit this in the pre-bull run, come into that 0.3 level. If we're going to have a pre-bull run, so you can measure what to expect if you're buying from that blue zone. So there's a potential 200 to about 300% increase that you can enjoy if you're going to buy XLM from this zone. Now, these are all long-term predictions that could come in a month or 2 or 3 months. So several projects have not moved yet, while some projects are already blowing through the sky. Of course, like our community coin, which is the SMC, which is the SMC community coin, which is Wikicat. So a lot of other projects are already leading in the race. So what happens is some other projects come into the race later. So these are some of those projects that you can easily identify and take advantage of. Let's look at STX. These are really new project. This project came out in February. Okay, it's not like it came out in February. It was listed on Binance February 2023, just last month, and it pushed quite high. These are very scary projects because they don't have you don't really know what to use to analyze it. Right, it just got listed and it's already falling. Okay, so this is also very interesting. I don't know what this project is all about. Let me see. Let's do a bit of research on STX. Stacks. It looks like one of these AI coins. Let's have a look. So you want to do your research. Any coin that you're holding, you want to do a bit of research. What is it about? dApps, decentralized application. Who are the founders? Okay, so we don't have a founder, right? Most coins now are anonymous. Blockstack was founded by Munib Ali. Okay, we have a founder and Ryan Share after graduating from this. So what is it about? Stacks looks to take what makes Bitcoin powerful and extend it to additional functionality without needing to fork. It does this by connecting directly with Bitcoin blockchain through transfer, POX mechanism, blah 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 blah. Okay. So from what I can see is the project just got listed and it's already retracing. So if it's a project that you have been eyeing, right? There you go. It's retracing. So the project doesn't have a lot of data for us to probably use to analyze. Let me see if I can get more data from the USD pair. Let me see. It's not a project that I've been following, so I'd like to see, you know, how far the project. Let me try Coinbase. Let's see if we'll have more data from Coinbase. Okay, it looks like the project was listed first on Coinbase before, so it's a project that has already hit like $3. So the project has been on Coinbase before it hit Binance. So it's very important to find out the coin is even more valuable on Coinbase than on Binance. Interesting. Okay. So for those holding this, looks like we retested that level and it's beginning to retrace. From a monthly perspective, I expect this to come higher since I'm judging from a bullish bias, right? Except you have another bias, but I really think prices are going to recover. So we have, of course, price has already tested that resistance zone right there. As you can see, it's rejecting. We have our support floor. For STX. There's really not much data to use to predict this, but these are projects that could do extremely well because they are really new into the market and they could do extremely well, and it has already retraced. So you see we've already fallen from $3 into 0.2 cents, and you can see it has already pushed into that level and is rejecting. So it's still in a very good buy zone. Probably you just have to wait for a bit of retracement to come in. Let me look at the 4-hour if I can see anything here. We'll have a trend line right there. Right, so it's still the same thing with all the other projects. There could be a nice long, here lining up. You might want to probably put your stops right there. Probably a retest of that high. You might also want to maybe reduce your risk. So a retest of this high is really possible. Let me do something here. So this is the level we're anticipating. So perfect. So there's a huge possibility that we're about to retest $1 here on stacks. So if I was lining up, this would be a great area to open my longs. Of course, my stop would be just below this structure level here, right? Looks really cool to me because it looks like we're in an ascending channel on stacks. Time is fast spent. We're already done like an hour, almost an hour right now. So look at this right there on stacks. So for a lot of people who trade this, what do you think? So if that channel holds up, really easy, right? So we'll have a retest. So that's what I can see. This is what it looks like to me on that. So you can use that channel as a tool to watch out for, to look out for your entry. Of course, something also very scary that is here is the 200 EMA, right? That is just hanging at around 0.5 cents. So not really clear what to do right here. Okay, but judging from the fact that I use FIP, and if I wanted to take the risk, because of course this is a 4-hour level and could be solid, right? And my Fibonacci tells me right from that zone, top to bottom, 78.6, and I'm beginning to see some positive price action here, right? It looks perfect to me. It looks perfect to me if I wanted to execute a trade here. Of course, you might want to also look at the 5-minute chart to see how we are trending as well, even though we're trending quite bearishly here. So gradually you observe from lower time frames how price is recovering. So this is all I can see on stacks, and I think we've had price has trended bearishly, right? Bearish. So at some point the market is going to respond. This looks like a level here, strong level, and of course there's also a level here, so could be an area to look out for longs, right? But long term, I think stacks is going to hit $1.2, judging from my overall bullish bias of the market. All right, okay, let me look at another coin, STG. Interesting projects that you guys have here. So STG looks like it is retracing. It has had a massive run, so we're now retracing. So what should we anticipate? Okay, so I think STG should come into 0.65 cent before anything. Daily, it's retracing massively. So let's see, let me adjust this. What do I think? I think STG would come into 0.57. The problem with some of these small coins is they don't respect levels. So that's why you have to be very careful with trading projects like this. You see, they don't respect levels. Their liquidity here can be something else. Okay, so what can I say? What is the chart showing me? We've had a high there, so it looks to me like price is coming into this zone, this 0.57 level. This whole area would be an interesting level to look out for longs. So if you're holding it or you intend to buy more, this would be the area to anticipate for long. So you want to be really patient for price to come into that level and react. Once it reacts with the right candles and the right structure from lower time frames, then it could be an easy entry for us to either retest this high or absolutely blow through it if the pre-bull run sets in. So that's my opinion on STG. Algo has also been a coin I've been looking out for a while, and I also Algo was one of the sponsors, and it's a project that I really thought will it was one of the sponsors on the FIFA World Cup. It was one of the projects that I really thought will blow up. Interesting project. It's right there at that support floor. Not much price action here, but if you are ever a fan of Algo and you want to make money off Algo, this is the best area to be buying it. It's at the floor, right? Like I said, a lot of people don't like to buy things here because it's very scary. You might be thinking, oh, what if it goes low, or what if it goes to zero? That is the best time to buy, right here. So if you're buying Algo, if you've ever had the intention of buying Algo from the chart, or right there at the support floor, and you want to start averaging in right here. Okay, price has retraced and is already coming back to test that support floor. I think it's going to hold. It will hold, and price will start to recover from here. So what are the areas to anticipate for algo? Right, 0.7 cent, it will be a great area for it to recover to. 0.4, 0.7, and if the bull run continues, you can expect it to go as high as these lines that I'm marking up for you. So algo, goodbye. It's a goodbye for me at that level. OPU, these are the coins that, you know, have absolutely outdone itself in terms of the bullish move in the past few weeks, just like how Wikicat has performed. So some projects are like that perform very well, you see. So for OPU, I don't really know what this coin is all about, so I think I'll just check. OPU, no, OP, optimism, sounds really cool. All right, I'm always old school. I like to deal with projects that, you know, are actually there. Sounds good. Who are the founders? No name. So I think these days on white paper, people will tell you anything, right? People will tell you anything on their white paper. It's just so messed up. People will tell you anything on their white paper. So that's it for opium. For optimism, sorry, not opium, optimism project, OPU. So how is OPU doing? OPU has, you know, created a new high right here. If you can see, a new high at $3.2. $3.2. So it's also retracing. So I think OPU is coming in to test this zone. It's a big area. For new coins like this, you can't really tell, you know, where it's going to pick off, but expect it to come into this blue area from 1.5 to about $2. So it should come into this area, and you wait for the reaction. Then you might want to execute a buy position right there. All right, I think I've covered quite a number of the projects, so it should come into here, OPU. So you might want to either take profits, or if you're not, or you just wait to, you know, reinvest here, because a lot of these projects are going to absolutely skyrocket, especially if BTC hits 30k or 35 or even 40,000 in the coming weeks, which is almost likely that it will happen. So all these smaller projects are going to absolutely skyrocket. So you might want to observe closely on all of them. Yeah. So for future trades, we would send in the entries, of course, with the other traders that are handling the group. We'll send in the trades, and I wish everyone a very successful week of trading. I hope that we'll continue to make profits, and we'll develop the community, and we'll give our best as much as possible. All right, guys, so thank you for coming through on the market breakdown. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any views, of course. And this video should absolutely go up on the YouTube channel, so do well to like, subscribe, share, and send it to as many people that find it helpful. All right, so I'm signing out, and this is really Wealth. Take care and see you later.